Hello and welcome back to Tree of Statism. Today we're going to be talking about the race to the center. The first idea we want to discuss is that when people play a game, they try to win. Or whenever they do something important in life, they try to win. They do things that give them good results. Whatever makes them win, whatever makes them more money, whatever helps them. So, when a certain strategy keeps appearing, we have to ask ourselves, why is it logical? Why do people keep doing it? Because people do it time and time again, probably because it brings some kind of good results. Well, today we're going to be talking about debates and the people in the center. Often, when conducting debates, you bring two people from the opposite sides, sometimes from the very extremes. Sometimes the logical conclusion on the debates lead you to one extreme or the other. Sometimes the center is very, very illogical. Sometimes the center is logical, however, not always. The question is then, why do politicians always seem to be in the center? Why is it always that there are very much center people rather than people who represent the fringes of their party? For the sake of the argument, we're going to be looking at the gun debate, even though the gun debate is not really the center of the issue. Some people want to ban all guns, including handguns. Some people want to ban guns like shotguns and semi automatic rifles, things that are much bigger and much more deadly, but not everything, including handguns. And some people want everything to be legal. I'm talking about tanks. In America, collectors own World War II tanks, and sometimes owning a tank is legal. So the question is going to be, the debate is going to be, for all sakes and purposes, do we ban all guns? Do we just ban serious guns? Or do we make everything legal? For our metaphorical debate, we're going to say one person took the opinion that tanks should be legal. Everything should be legal. His rival politician thinks that you should ban handguns. However, he can take any position. However, this is what he thinks in his heart, that you should ban everything, including handguns. However, he has not yet spoken. His rival says legalize everything. So he can take the other extreme, and say ban everything, ban handguns. Or he can take some kind of middle position. This politician who secretly wants to ban all handguns has to look at the voters. Some of them want to ban all guns, just like him. Some of them want to ban tanks, but not their privately owned shotguns and their rifles that they have for home defense. They're kind of in the middle. Some people love tanks, and you're going to ask, for whom are they going to vote? The people who want to legalize everything, including tanks, are going to vote for the other guy, no matter what you say. And the people who want to ban handguns and everything are going to vote for you, no matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you're only slightly less crazy than legalizing everything, they're still going to vote for you because it's better than legalizing tanks in their eyes. However, the shotgun owner and the rifle owner and the people who are kind of in the middle, it is uncertain what they're going to vote for. If you say, let's ban tanks, they're going to say, okay, yeah, no, that's reasonable. He's not talking about banning shotguns and banning rifles. However, if you say ban everything, now they're sitting in the middle and they're trying to decide, do we want everything to be banned or do we want nothing to be banned? What's worse, that they take my shotgun away, or that weirdo down the street has a tank? And that's not an obvious opinion, and some people may vote this way and some people may vote that way. This means that the center vote is the swing vote, because the extremes are not going to suddenly vote for the other side. They're going to vote for the person who is slightly better than the slightly worse option. This is why only the center really matters. This is why politicians, wise politicians, chase after the center. The race to the center exists because 51% of the voters give a politician 100% of the power. Only the middle 10% or more actually matter. The deep right is never going to vote for the deep left. The deep left is never going to vote for the deep right. The politicians have little incentive to please the fringes. They only chase after the center because only the center might switch sides. Politicians may also try to avoid a subject in order to not talk about a subject that you might lose votes over and rather talk about a subject that is a winning vote. They may try to avoid the issue altogether and move to a different issue. A great example for this is Donald Trump in 2016. He tried not to talk about gay marriage. He said the court settled it. Why would he not want to talk about it? Because you either offend the LGBT community or the Christian community. Either way, you lose. The race to the center only exists in a winner-take-all system. In a winner-take-all system, a camp that splits the vote between two parties loses the elections. Just look at Bill Clinton versus George Bush versus Ross Perot. The race to the center does not exist when there is a possibility for a coalition government, when multiple parties can form one government together. Then, parties that trend towards the center discover new parties that pop out on the fringes. Suddenly, the government has to appease a wider part of the population, lest their parties refuse to join the coalition. This also dismantles the left-right spectrum, as each different party can prioritize different issues. Israeli politics are a great example. They usually have about 10 different parties in parliament, and usually have a government consisting of about 3 to 6 parties. These parties usually represent different things, from religious parties, anti-religious parties, other religious parties in different sects, ethnic parties, and moderate parties. The current prime minister has had several types of different coalitions. Each time, different type of parties joined him, and each time the government was very, very different because it was trying to appease very, very different parties. So the question then remains, when does a fringe party actually get some decent amount of power? And the answer is usually never, almost never. In order to get any kind of power, they need their side to win. They are not going to be in a coalition if the other side won. And there is also the risk of a national unity government, when centrist parties agree with each other too much and decide, let's keep the fringes out. A great example for this is the Religious Zionist Party in Israel. Religious Zionism is a sect in Judaism. Historically, the party has not gotten that much power. They usually get minor minister roles, like Minister of Public Transportation. That means you're in charge of buses, trains, and roads. And sometimes the Minister of Education, which is also not taken too seriously by a lot of people in Israel. Only when the time that they got a lot of power is recently, in 2022 in November. The reason is that most of Parliament was split on the issue of should Prime Minister Netanyahu be Prime Minister. About half of Parliament said no, and we're not going to sit with him under any condition. And the other half said, yeah, we can deal with him being Prime Minister. Now, historically, the first thing Netanyahu did when erecting a government was to try to take some of the centrist parties with him, so that when he has a discussion with the fringe parties need to understand he can do without them. This time, he could not do without the Religious Zionist Party. This led to two very well-known figures taking extreme roles. One is Ben Gvir, who was almost always out of parliament. He got Minister of Interior Security, which is kind of like Minister of the Police and the Internal Security bodies. He does not have power over the army. The other major difference is a very well-known politician by the name of Smotrich. Smotrich usually got minor minister roles, and this time he got one of the major minister roles, and now he's Minister of Finance, something that was not expected to happen at any point with him. If you like this video, please comment, upvote, and subscribe. If you want to help further, go and watch my other videos. And if you like them as well, do the same over there. Also, please share this video and any other video you might think people might take interest in. If you want to support me further, you can buy my book on Amazon, Ancapistan by Noah Goodman. Thank you for watching, and good night.